Wake up, wake up, wake up. How much is guaranteed when your boots hit the floor? Nothing. Talent? It's just a free sample. Results? Well, that's the rent. And it's due every day when you wake up. Punch excuses or punch the clock. You choose. Now let's go. Welcome back, champions. If you're brand new, I'm pumped that you are here. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you locking in with me every episode along the way. I'm your host, EJ Wood, and today we're going to tear into Coach Nick Saban's locker room grenade, the importance of nothing. Stick with me through the rest of the episode, and you'll walk away with a sledgehammer to demolish entitlement, a forge to turn raw talent to a bulletproof process, and 4 daily drills to prove that before sunrise tomorrow, you have earned every inch you take. Getting into our mission objective. Just like before, straightforward and simple. Prove the power of nothing. Start at 0, demand your best, and stack disciplined wins till the scoreboard screams something. We don't have any silver spoons over here. Just steel-spined preparation. Our 3 tactical objectives. Today, they're built on nothing. Number 1, nothing is owed. Quit flashing the invisible coupons expecting free respect. The new hire who thinks the corner office is step 2, send them back to the basics. The 5-star recruit expecting the starting spot. I guarantee he'll be bench pressing humility by day 3. Understand, scoreboards worldwide reset to 0-0 every sunrise. The only currency accepted is effort, attitude, and execution. Entitlement is credit with no collateral. Effort is cash on hand. You must show up ready to pay in full, or you better be prepared to get shut out. Our second tactical objective, nothing accepted but your best. In his 90-second clip, Coach Saban hammers it home. Complacency earns you nothing. A powerlifter who's chasing a PR, he can't continue to load yesterday's weight. He might only tack on 2.5 pounds, but that 2.5 pounds, well, that's progress. And progress is the rent for staying in the arena. Military fighter pilots, every event they finish, they spend hours watching tape and breaking it down. Why? Because good enough isn't good enough, especially when lives are on the line. Understand your baseline becomes your ceiling if you refuse to raise it. So, post today's best lift. Or maybe talk about a sales call that was a win. Then I want you to pin a target that is 1 click higher. And remember, we don't crawl underneath the bar we set. We sprint through it. Our third and final tactical objective for today, nothing overlooked. Championships, they hinge on fractions. NASA engineers recheck heat shields to an error margin of 1/10 of a degree. Miss by 1/2 a degree, you're not making it. For those of us who remember Challenger, 1 forgotten O-ring at the cost of 69 cents cost 7 lives. A Super Bowl lost by a toe on the sideline, 1/2 inch, changed legacies. You must own the millimeters if you expect to win the miles. A quick action plan for you. Create micro checklists. Make 3 critical boxes for every task. Execute a 2-minute scan. When you finish, hunt the tiniest flaw. Get yourself some peer spotters. Why? Because fresh eyes will always catch what fatigue won't. If you ignore the fractions, you will pay in failures. But if you master them, then you get to cash out the trophies. Now we're going to take a walk back in history. Some of us might know the story of Apollo 13, while others maybe not, but it exemplifies the nothing owed mindset perfectly. On April 13th, 1970, 55 hours into Apollo 13's flight, NASA engineer and test pilot Jack Swigert flipped a switch on to turn the cryo tanks. The next sound he would hear is boom, because oxygen tank number 2 detonated. After the detonation, debris shredded the service module. Lights started to flicker, alarms were screaming, and the cabin pressure started to nosedive. 2 fuel cells died. Now power was leaking like a severed artery. The mission is 200,000 miles with a bullet hole in its lung. Back at Mission Control, the flight director, Gene Kranz, doesn't panic. He sets his feet and states failure is not an option. Then they run the nothing audit. What are we entitled to? Nothing. So they build a rapid power down playbook, dozens of steps scripted overnight to save every amp for re-entry into Earth atmosphere. The lunar module lifeboat hack, a never tried wiring to feed oxygen and electricity to the crew who was deep in space. A makeshift CO2 scrubber made with duct tape, plastic bags, and a manual cover, but it kept the crew breathing. Manual burns were plotted with slide rules to thread a 2-degree corridor back to Earth. The result? 4 days later, they splash down. Everyone is alive. On this day, process, it beat panic. And discipline, it saved lives. Under pressure, pros lean on procedure. Rookies, they lean on luck. Now to our execution toolkit. Your 4 daily nothing drills. These drills need to be accomplished every day before you start your day after you wake up. Drill number 1 is the morning audit. When you wake up, ask yourself, what am I owed? For those of you who may not have figured it out, the answer, it's nothing. Then I want you to write nothing down in a notebook. If you don't have a notebook handy, rather than grabbing your phone, I want you to say it back to yourself. Then we're going to list one task that's going to turn 0 into value today. And finally, we're going to visualize the win. We need to see it and we need to believe it. Our second drill, our process scorecard. Pick 3 non-negotiables. Could be sleep, workout, study, business. Set a timeline to them. 7 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes. If you hit all the marks on a calendar or an app, I want you to mark an X for that day. But if you miss 2 in a row, your streak resets. This builds data, not drama, and it'll help us protect the chain. Our third drill, the 60-second after action review. At the end of every block of work, or maybe it's a personal event, like making a sales call or running a mile, I want you to have 60 seconds of truth. What went right? What slipped? And what's one thing I can fix right now? Our fourth and final drill, the complacency alarm. Set a weekly phone alert. Every time it goes off in bold letters, it should say, nothing check. Ask, where am I coasting? Then I need you to drop a target. Not a small target. One that's going to take a lot of effort and discipline to get there. It might be cutting down your mile run time, calling 10 new prospects, or booking a demo. Comfort is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. Champions earn credit in the dark. Game day is just the withdrawal slip. Now on to the debrief, where we finish breaking it down to build it back better. Our mission recap: nothing is owed. We need to bury our entitlement. Nothing can be accepted but your best. Continue to raise the bar. Nothing overlooked. The details need to be owned and executed. Complete this 30-second reflection. Picture 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. 0 owed, all to earn. Your pen writes down nothing, and you start to attack task number 1. Now take 5 deep breaths and lock it in. Run this morning audit for 7 straight days and record your results. Greatness isn't a medal, it's a maintenance plan. Smash 5 stars, share with a teammate who needs to wake up. Next week, you're the culture, guard the standard. Until then, own the day, collect the rent. And remember, here, we break it down so we can build it back better. Bye, y'all.